fuck you been?
Been here beating my meat. I mean, what?
Oh shit. It's been too damn long.
Man, where the fuck you been, dude?
Fucking not home. That's where I've been. Everywhere but here. Bro, all I do is work now.
Man. Hey, man, but that's good though, because you're staying out there, you know.
Yeah, trying to make
Being
it work.
productive.
You know,
It's fucking yeah, dude.
You know that dream Laker job is a lot of work. But it's chill.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
it's fun. You get to see cool shit. I got to see LeBron become the second highest scorer in the NBA yesterday, so that's really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I bet that is a fucking dream job for you too, man. Because
Hell
like,
yeah. I mean, like we've said
know-
before, do you see the colors? Like, there's
yeah,
a reason.
right?
Like, I think I've said that before. I don't even think we ever dropped that episode. I don't think I ever edited that one.
Did we? I can't
What was
remember.
it? It was like No Way Home or something, I think, and we never like officially released that one, I think, and that was my fault.
Oh, you're right. Oh, see, guys, we didn't forget about you. We did do
didn't.
Spider-Man.
We
but,
did.
Yeah, it was
Things got in the way.
So it was a bit all over the place anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while, but welcome to motherfucking Geekin It.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while since we've said that. It feels good to be back. Definitely. Yeah, man. We kind of want to come back a little bit more structured now. So we have kind of, brought up stories. We know what we want to talk about now. We kind of have the information on it. Before we would just kind of come on and be like, all right, fuck it. Like, just find something to talk about.
just shoot the shit.
Yeah,
and just gotta
exactly.
put top of our heads.
Yeah, so
About it actually.
yeah. So now, we want to come in. We kind of want to know what we talk about. We kind of do our research now, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, we're here. I hope you're happy.
Yeah. And you guys can see, for those that are watching us, I have a completely new setup.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool now. You don't see my dirty room. Now you just see the dirty closet.
There you go. The upgrade. So is that the streaming setup now?
Yeah, so this is the streaming setup / just kind of vocal booth in general. As you can see, I have the acoustic foams behind me as well. The whole wall is covered in them. It's pretty cool. As you can see, I got the lights as well too, so it makes it look, pretty dark.
Yeah.
The dark side. I got the lightsaber behind me too. You can't see that right now.
There you go. I like the ambiance. It's definitely very Sithy.
Yeah. No, it fits my persona indeed. So
Yeah.
it's very fitting.
Yes. If you hear background noise, they're watching a soccer game. So I'm just gonna throw that out there right now.
That explains why you yelled goal.
Oh, you didn't hear that? Yeah, my dad was like in the back. Goal! I was like, oh shit! I like goal. But yes. So if you guys hear any background noise on my end, that's what it is. Let's go Barcelona! Woo! But yeah. So pretty much we're back. We're gonna try to be a lot more precise, a lot more structured, a lot more knowledgeable, I think is a good word. And yeah, we're gonna try to stay as consistent as possible. We know, you've had people hit you up. I've had people hit me up. What happened? I'm like, life. I mean, like we kind of just needed a break. I mean, we did like 50 straight, pretty much.
Yeah. Though it surprised me too, though, the amount of people that messaged me asking about us and the return, and I was like, wow, like you guys actually really listen. So it's really cool. So that's why we want to make sure that going forward that you guys are completely engaged and entertained by what we're talking about and stuff, and being informed as well.
Yeah.
Because I constantly on my phone and on nerdy shit, so I see all this going down. I was like, definitely we gotta let people know what's going down. Like your fucking Netflix passwords, like come on, they're not safe. Netflix is charging everybody now. You're like, no, you're not getting away with this shit anymore,
bro. All right, so we're gonna get into it. A quick little, I guess we can call it the news roundup. Recently, we missed a lot of shit, but so we're gonna start as current as possible. But yeah, Darnell, do you share Netflix passwords?
So I actually have my own Netflix account that I pay for. But I actually did recently share my Netflix password with someone. So that individual, you're gonna have to get a new Netflix account. Apparently, no, I don't know.
So I share mine with my whole family. luckily, my parents are here or whatever, so they're like, oh yeah, we have it no matter what. But I share it with my sister, I share it with my brother, I share it with my niece. I purposely pay for the highest tier because we
Yeah.
can stream on multiple devices at once.
Mm-hmm.
So when they drop this, all right. So they announced they're testing this feature. It's not out here yet. I believe it's just Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru so far. But they do plan on rolling it out here. And I believe it's like $2 for the most part. I think it's what was it, like Chilean pesos? It's like 2,380. I have no idea what that translates to. I think in Chile it's in Costa Rica it's $2.99, so it's $3 per extra person, and I think you can only add 2 extra people. Goal. But yeah, so it's $3 a person, but you can only add 2 extra people. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? Like,
Yeah, so the thing is that I was reading that is because of course people are sharing their passwords outside of their household. I don't think like Netflix is like, oh, you can keep it within your household, but it's when you take it to your friends or whatnot and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I think that's when they're gonna start doing it. But how exactly do they know? I don't know. Maybe it's when they create separate profiles.
So what it is all right. So everything has an IP address, so they know, or they're like, all right, you're at this address. This is your IP. That's where your house is located. It's the same way GPS works, pretty much. So if they see
GPS in your passwords.
yeah. So if they see a residence and it's not the one because they ask you for your billing address and shit when you sign up. So if it doesn't match up to that, that's when they're like, hey. Apparently, like a little message pops up and is like, hey, you're not in that household. You want to add yourself for fucking $3, I guess. So I guess that's how they're doing it. You can add 2 people. Apparently, yeah, it's been all over like Central America or whatever. They are gonna do it in the US, so I don't know when it's gonna come. I hope not soon, because if not, I might have to just change my password.
Yeah, that's interesting though. That's really interesting. And I guess this was said they announced a new feature that allow subscribers to transfer profile information, such as viewing history and personalized recommendations into a new account or an extra menu member sub account. But I mean, that's basically kind of what they have right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is cool that they like these apps and stuff like that. They get stuff that's based off of what you watch, like, hey, you might like this show as well, or hey, someone on your account was watching this, so they'll like this show. Kind of like what Spotify's does.
Yeah, exactly.
Spotify, so
yeah. Wait, what do you have, Spotify or Apple?
I was with Apple Music for quite a while. Someone at work had recommended Spotify, and I'm actually really liking Spotify right now.
I actually do prefer Spotify. I had both. So I think when I bought my phone or something, I bought my AirPods. It's one of those Apple products. They give you like a free 3-month thing. And I was like, oh, I'll try it out. It's free or whatever. I immediately signed back up for Spotify. Just because I was like, I don't like their interface. I don't like making playlists. I feel like Spotify is a lot more user friendly.
Yeah, so what I learned, because immediately, of course, I had to make my playlist.
Yeah.
The cool thing that I found about Spotify is when I was making a playlist, and there was a song that at the end it was like enhance, so you can enhance the playlist. Yeah. So they add songs to the playlist of songs that are similar to what you had already added. And then you can further, additionally add that to your playlist as well.
Yeah, I like that.
And then add more.
If you go all the way to the bottom too, it has like a bunch of oh, you might also like blah blah blah, and it's like a list of 5 songs or something, and you can refresh. It's like, oh yeah, shit, I do like that one.
Yeah, so it seems like that's what Netflix is what they're going to be doing.
Yeah,
which
pretty
is
much.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, what's cool too is if you want to kick someone off, you're like, hey, you can take your shit though. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. So are you gonna add anyone, or are you just gonna give them the boot?
I mean, I'm just going with the flow, man. If that person they get booted off my account, then it is what it is.
He said, what had happened was
yeah,
it was $3.
It is what it is. But I mean, I guess apparently this isn't the first time Netflix has done something like this, right?
Oh no, definitely. Last year, Netflix introduced a new verification system in multiple countries, warning users that they would need to purchase their own subscription if they do not reside in the same household. So they used to give out fucking warning messages saying like, "Stop being cheap, motherfucker, and pay for some shit."
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. I think they're just really just trying to make more money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's
They're
all
trying
it
to
is.
squeeze. I mean, they make so much content. They're just like, hey, pay us.
Yeah, they're just trying to figure out how to make more money, just kind of like Apple did when they removed the AirPods and the charging blocks from the
Oh yeah, from the cell
packaging.
phones.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys saw that, but they made like over $1 billion because of that shit.
Yep.
So all these other companies like Netflix are trying to figure out like, okay, how can we make more money?
Yeah. I mean, Netflix is notorious as the password sharing kind of thing. So for them, I mean, it's just wasted money, I guess, on their end. It sucks
Yeah.
for the consumer, but I mean, from a business standpoint, it's pretty fucking smart.
Yeah. So I don't blame you, Netflix.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't blame you.
Do you Netflix? Make your money. Get your money up, not your funny up. All right. Let's talk some Star Wars really quick. We got
Of course.
yes,
Been waiting for it.
yes.
My whole life.
We got Obi Wan coming out. The trailer looks sick. I think I'm way more hyped for this than I was the Book of Boba Fett. I like the series, but it was whatever.
Yeah, so Book of Boba Fett was cool. Honestly, it was like a good filler. Like
Yeah.
between while waiting for next Mandalorian and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, it was enjoyable. It wasn't bad. There by no
Mm-hmm.
means was it bad, but it wasn't like hype. Like, you know how Mandalorian had that hype. Like, besides like the introduction of what's his name, I really didn't get hyped for much. The like revolver guy. I forgot his name. You would know it better.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I know you're talking about though.
Yeah, the blue guy. Him.
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. Yeah. Like, besides him, I really didn't get hyped for much. But it was a cool series. Like you said, it was a good filler. But apparently Darth Maul was supposed to be in this next one, or in Obi-Wan as the main villain instead of Darth Vader.
Yeah, so I think obviously, Maul and Obi-Wan, they're big rivals and shit because Obi-Wan killed him in the beginning in episode 1. But for those of you that watched the animated series like the Clone Wars and Rebels, in Rebels specifically, we see the death of Darth Maul again when he ends up meeting Obi-Wan on Tatooine. Obi-Wan's old, and then they have a final showdown and duel and stuff, and Obi-Wan kills him for the final time. So I don't know if that would have how that would have fit into adding Darth Maul into Kenobi. But definitely, I think the replacement of putting in Darth Vader instead of Obi-Wan was much better.
Dude, I feel like it was all contract negotiations. Like they weren't sure if they had Hayden Christensen or whatever for Darth Maul, or not Darth Maul, to reprise Darth Vader yet, or Anakin. So I feel like when they locked that down, they were like, oh shit, yeah, rewrite, because apparently this show has gone through so many rewrites too.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, so it went through a lot of rewrites, so I feel like that played a big part of it. They were like, oh, we locked them down, like, yeah, there's no way we're fucking turning this down. Like, we love you, Darth Maul, you came back in Solo, whatever, you got your time. So I think definitely it was the right choice. Everyone, I feel like everyone has kind of forgiven him for playing a shitty Anakin.
No. Ewan McGregor was saying like how there's much more appreciation for the prequel because older fans, of course, back in the day when it first came out, it was the older people that saw Star Wars when they were kids. They were like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" But there was the kids that was watching it in that generation. That was their Star Wars.
Yes.
So that's what they grew up on.
Yeah.
So, people like me, that was my Star Wars as well. That was the first, stuff that I had seen from it, and I had to go back and watch the old stuff. So, it's cool. It's cool though. But it would have been cool though because they would have got Ray Park back as Darth Maul, as we saw, the reprise role in Solo. I guess they would have had Darth Maul chasing, and hunting down Obi-Wan and a young Luke Skywalker. But I think it would have probably conflicted with just me thinking of what happened to Rebels and stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess they changed it to avoid covering similar grounds to Mandalorian and Baby Lola,
Yeah, they didn't want that
Baby
same storyline pretty much. I mean, that's already getting covered in Mandalorian, whatever. And then it's just cool, like we said, it's our childhood. We get to see it reprised. Everyone loves that nostalgia drug, and that's what this is.
Yeah,
and it kind of plays back at both ends because it caters to the old audience and the new audience. In the fact that, you're bringing back Obi-Wan, he's a fan favorite, and then you're bringing back, Darth Vader, but before he was Darth Vader, as he was becoming Darth Vader.
yeah, because he's like, not quite as experienced as Vader, but we're also seeing the Inquisitors too, and then we also see the Grand Inquisitor in the beginning of the trailer. I mean, he's voicing the trailer as well, but a lot of fans, of course, the toxic Star Wars fans are like, oh, what is that? It looks nothing like how he looked in the cartoon. Like his head shape is so weird, blah blah. I mean, I admit it did look a little funny, but it's just like, come on, man. Like, you have to realize that, the changing from, animated to live action, you have to change shit up. It's not going to be exactly the same. Example was with Ahsoka's her tendrils. Like, you can't have those big ass shit and move around and fight and shit.
Exactly. There's certain things that just don't translate. Like, something that looks good animated won't 100. Like, how hard it is to get animated shit to look good.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just certain shit you kind of have to give and take. It's kind of like, going back to Cowboy Bebop when people were shitting on that because I was like, oh, it didn't look like the anime. I was like, motherfucker, it's a live action.
You know what? I actually liked the Cowboy Bebop one because it was it was entertaining. It felt like I was watching an anime with the music and shit. The ending story, maybe we'll have to cover that in another episode. We had to bring Brian on for that shit. I want to see his opinion.
So you can shit on it?
Man, yeah.
No, yeah, definitely. That's something we have to get into. I think we did cover it technically, but it's in the lost episode.
yeah, right. But so no, Obi-Wan, dude, I'm super excited for it, man.
We'll check it out. But speaking of people coming back, Samuel L. Jackson said, "Bring me the fuck back, please."
I saw that. He's been saying that, he would be down to come back as a one-handed Mace Windu, blah, blah. I mean, fans for years have been saying, oh, bring Mace Windu back, bring him back. Some people are like, just leave his ass dead over the cliff.
I mean, he did have a pretty epic ass fucking death, so it would be explainable. But I mean, come on, they brought back Boba Fett. There are ways to bring him back if they really wanted to. But who was it? I believe Bryce Dallas Howard, who she was the director, I believe, for most of the Book of Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
She worked on a movie with him, and he just straight up asked her. He was like, "Yo, you gonna bring me back or not?" Pretty much, his statement or whatever was, the only person I've ever talked about coming back with was Bryce Dallas Howard. I just did a movie with her, and she directs episodes of The Mandalorian. So I go, so you think you might be able to bring me back, or what was it? So you might be able to hook a brother up. So 100% Samuel L. Jackson right there. I mean, you like me, right? And then she's like, "Oh yeah, I love you. But I'm not sure, motherfucker."
He's like, "Put me in. I'm ready, coach."
Yeah, he's like, tag me in. He's like, "Give me that."
I'll learn lightsaber left-handed.
She's like, "Give me that hot tag." But yeah, I mean, anyone else you'd want to see back, with all these things being available, maybe Mace Windu. I think he probably would be at the top of my list. If there's any way to bring back, what's his name, Qui-Gon, I'm down for it.
Yeah, so honestly, that's one of the things that a lot of people are hoping for in Obi-Wan, at least like a Qui-Gon flashback, or perhaps a Force Ghost. I think that would be fucking sick.
I mean, it kind of has to answer. Yeah, I mean, he was dead in episode 1, and this takes place, I guess, after all that. But yeah, like a Force Ghost. I mean, everyone else has been a fucking Force Ghost. Might as well throw him in there.
Come on, where's Qui-Gon at?
Yeah, I mean, fucking. What was it? Fucking Luke died like that. Fucking, was it like 7 or 8? Yeah. So I mean, just bring him back. I mean, just a little cameo. I don't need a whole thing. He doesn't have to have like a storyline. Just be like, hey, what up,
Dude,
bro?
all I know is I'm gonna lose my fucking shit if I see Liam Neeson when I'm watching Kenobi, because
Dude,
that's just gonna be like
dude.
it's gonna be insane.
If they do that, like, that's gonna be up there with like fucking with Mark Hamill making a cameo in Mandalorian.
Yeah. No, it's gonna break the internet
Yeah,
for sure.
it's definitely gonna break
It's
the
gonna
internet.
break the internet.
Side
And
note,
they know it too.
yes. Oh hell yeah, dude. They have to keep that under wraps. Like, there's no way that leaks. If it leaks, I mean, it's still gonna be big, but it's not gonna be as big as like that. Like, I feel like you said, fucking Mandalorian broke the internet with that. This has that potential because everyone loves him. Everyone loves him as an actor. Everyone loves the character. He's one of those highlights people kind of say like, oh yeah, he was a good part of that, second trilogy.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So he's a fan favorite. Bring him back.
So you heard it here on Geekin It podcast. I'm calling it. I believe that they using the fact that they're bringing back Darth Vader, who's fucking, of course, the number one villain in fucking movie history, to cover up the fact that they're also going to bring back Qui-Gon Jinn. So,
hell yeah!
You heard it here. He's hiding underneath. Darth Vader's just walking around with that big ass cake, and then fucking Qui-Gon's like, "You do not see me under here.
These are not the droids you are looking for." All right. So man. Last note, Scott Hall.
Oh man, rest in peace to fucking Scott Hall, man.
If you guys don't know him, 2-time WWE Hall of Famer, Scott Hall, infamous for NWO. If you guys don't know, Too Sweet.
Hey yo,
hey Chico, the bad guy himself. R.I.P. He died last week.
Talk to me.
Yes.
Razor Ramon.
You gotta love the character. Like, it's so good. Like, it's clearly a Scarface knockoff, but it's so good.
Yeah, and a character like Scott Hall and Razor Ramon, and just inspired wrestlers. Even today, I would say like Dean Ambrose has a little bit of Scott Hall in him.
What's his name? Archer guy. What's his name? Fuck, I forgot his name. Damian Priest.
Damian Priest.
He
yeah.
Literally does the walk. Like, I think I was watching something. It was like one of those documentaries. They do like for his first WrestleMania, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I spoke to Scott Hall. I asked him if he could do like if you ever watch Scott Hall's entrance, he does that little like sidewalk kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he does it when he comes out too. Damian Priest.
And he does his move as well.
Oh yeah.
I forgot the name of the power.
The Razor's Edge. Yeah. Hell
yeah. Yeah. The Razor's Edge.
Yeah. So he was definitely a big influence on him. And even then, like, Scott Hall was kind of one of those guys that transcended, just wrestling fans. Like, everyone kind of knew who Scott Hall was because of the NWO, because of, he was part of that shit with Kevin Nash and
the Monday Night
Wars. So everyone kind of knew who he was without having to know really what he did. Everyone knew Razor Ramon. Epic ladder match with Shawn Michaels. If you guys have never seen it, go watch it. There's a reason ladder match stuck around after that, and that's because they did such a good job with it. But yeah, he had hip surgery last month, or no, he broke his hip last month, and then he had a bunch of, I believe he had like 3 strokes in the middle of his hip replacement. He was on life support. Then they announced, Kevin Nash, I believe, announced that his family was going to pull him off life support, and later on that day, he unfortunately passed. He was 63. So actually pretty young. I know he had a lot of like substance abuse problems and shit like that. But yeah, R.I.P. Too Sweet. Yes.
Really big impact on the wrestling world. Scott, everything you've done here will definitely be forever remembered.
Hey, cheers.
Drinking my bang.
Drinking some coffee. All right, let's get to
my bang, Chico.
It is I'm the bad guy. But yeah, time for the main event, motherfuckers.
Oh man, you guys, you already see it. You already see it.
It's already here. Know this guy right here. This guy. We can't come back and not talk about this. It's been like 2 weeks. This is the reason
why we're back.
Literally, this is why we came back. We saw the movie and we're like, yes. Fucking the Batman lived up to everything I thought it would. And I am fucking shocked.
Man, so how many times have you seen it?
I've only seen it once. I do have to go see it again. I do want to go see it again. I believe it's coming out already on HBO Max on like the 19th or something.
April 19th, yes.
April
which
19th.
is really fast.
Well, apparently, because you remember how last year they were doing the, release in theater, release on HBO Max thing. So
Yeah.
they kind of pretty much wanted to keep that, but still give movie theaters their, chance to make money. So they're doing a 45-day release window now. So I believe after the 45th day, they can release it on HBO Max. So technically the 46th day after it's released in theaters.
That makes sense. That's cool though, because
Yeah.
Normally you take like fucking months and shit for the movie to like come out on DVD or come out on Netflix, like gonna take like a whole next year and shit. So that's really cool that they're doing that. But dude, fucking A, I love this movie. I saw it twice already. My birthday is coming up next week. I'm gonna go fucking see it again. I might see it for the 4th time. Who knows? I might see it for the 5th time. Comes out on HBO Max. I'm gonna see it for the 6th time. I fucking love this movie.
Is this your new Mortal Kombat? See that shit like 10 times.
I saw that movie like 10 times.
You did see that shit like 10 times. I don't know how. I think I saw it twice and I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Man. Well, okay, so just the thing is like, so you guys know, we've talked about this before, that I've super hyped for this movie. I felt like this is the Batman movie that I've been waiting for. And, stop right now if you don't want to be spoiled, because we're gonna spoil this shit like we always do.
Be lucky because it's like 2 weeks after we're past that spoiling window. Okay,
so
this is long.
If you haven't seen it, then tough fucking luck, buddy.
Exactly. Yeah, no, there's a lot to this.
So so it's funny too, because it's completely different from all the other Batman movies and all the just superhero movies in general. So I was talking to my sister and her girlfriend Natalie yesterday. They didn't like it.
You know what's funny? All right. So I was supposed to go see it with a bunch of our friends. They've been on the podcast, Javier and Melissa, Anthony. Anthony, also a huge Batman fan. They didn't like it either. And it's the same. Everyone that I've spoken to about this, I've come to the same conclusion. And it's because they keep comparing it to motherfucking Christian Bale. And you're not supposed to do that. No, this is a different Batman.
Well, not only that, but also they're spoiled by the Marvel movies.
Yes.
They expect like, oh, it's a superhero movie, so I expect grand fireworks and all these fucking action scenes and just CGI up the fucking ass. Like, this is like, no, like that's not what this movie is.
Exactly, and that's what I kept pointing to them. I'm like, look, this isn't. What was it? Christopher Nolan type shit. This isn't like, there were a lot of big scenes. I'm not gonna lie about that. Like when he fucking flew off the thing or whatever and all that shit and fucking took a tumble, which was hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
But it was so like, this one was really like, I felt him. Like, I will say, I don't feel like he played a great Bruce Wayne, but I do feel like he played a great Batman. And it was a great detective Batman.
So I'm gonna go with that too. So the Bruce Wayne, because obviously when we see Bruce Wayne, playboy, philanthropist, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you guys, I think people have to remember that this is only year 2.
Yes.
A lot of people, I think, should go back and watch. I believe it's on HBO Max, the Batman Year 1 animated series, because this is kind of animated movie. This is kind of close to it. When Bruce Wayne came back to Gotham, he wasn't, in the spotlight as Bruce Wayne the Playboy, because he still had that darkness and he was still becoming Batman. And Bruce Wayne, that Playboy philanthropist, that's the mask.
Yes.
That's not Batman. That's not Bruce Wayne. Batman is I don't know. I'm losing myself, but you get me. Batman is Batman. He takes off his mask. He's fucking, I don't know. I'm just too fucking excited, man. I love this movie, and you guys should give it a chance if you haven't seen it. Oh, yes,
definitely.
If you saw it and you didn't like it because you compared it to a Marvel movie, just watch it again. Don't think of this as like, go into it as like it's a superhero movie. Just, it's a detective story. And it's just an overall really good movie.
It really is. Honestly, the fucking acting was great. I don't care what anyone says. The action was great. There was actually a lot of it in there. He kicked ass. I think that was one of the complaints too, that one of them had, was like, oh, he was a bitch. I'm like, what do you mean he was a bitch? And I love that they didn't have to cover his origin stories. Like, everyone knows what the fuck happened to Batman.
Yeah.
His parents got killed. I also love the video game reference. Fucking the goddamn it goal. Fuck yeah. Fuck. Lost my track. Oh yeah, because a lot of the story had to kind of. If you ever played the Telltale games,
Yes. Oh, I love those games.
they literally pulled the whole campaign thing from that game, in my opinion. They literally took the part where he was working with Falcone, or yeah, fucking Bruce Wayne's dad was working with him. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that was directly from the game. Like, yes, you've probably heard it in like other comic books, but the way it played out was, Alfred knew and he hid it from him. That's why it hurt so much. And then that whole scene with Alfred in the hospital, and then they're kind of reconciling. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is fucking. They pulled from multiple sources from this, and people don't realize it. They say in the first couple minutes, this is his second year. This is year 2 Batman. Go back and read year 1. Go back and, read year 2 or whatever. And this isn't the Batman that everyone's, grown accustomed to. Christian Bale just sitting out here with all the technology and shit. Also, the Batmobile was the shit.
Oh, yes. That was fucking amazing. That chase scene was fucking awesome.
Bro, so good. Like, it was really good. But, like you said, stop comparing him to Christian Bale. They're completely different people. They even had, what was it, the kid from that plays Robin in Titans in it.
Yeah, I saw that. He was in the beginning. I was like, yo, that was tight. Honestly, the opening fucking scene, like, was just phenomenal, dude. It was like fucking like the bat signal. All the criminals are like, they're scared and shit. They're like fucking just looking at the shadows, afraid of that shit. And then when they're like that, they get to the scene in the train. And they just hear the boots just him just taking step by step from the shadows. I was like, fuck, dude, that's Batman.
When they don't know, when literally he is fucking fear. That's Batman's thing. I also love that they kept to his no gun.
Yeah,
he has no guns, no killing. He literally stayed comic book accurate as fuck with that. Fucking Matt Reeves killed it. I don't care what anyone says. This was a great book. It was very moody. Yes, it looked like a My Chemical Romance video at times. The one joke I have also heard a lot is when you first see him after that first night that they show him or whatever, and he's walking up and he puts his glasses on, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, he still is a vampire.
Fucking stupid. Fucking people, man. Yeah, he did. Fucking.
I was like, oh shit, Edward became Batman. Cool. I'm for it. I'm for it.
Remember that scene? He woke up. He was like, my eyes.
Yes.
I'm good.
I'm like, oh yeah, fucking Edward's in there somewhere.
So the crazy thing is too is so I feel like there's definitely gonna be a sequel.
Oh yeah.
And you know how you were saying earlier, people saying he wasn't that great of a Bruce Wayne. This version of Bruce Wayne was just kind of dark and super emotional. But I feel like the next movie, we are going to see that Playboy Bruce Wayne, because they had, even the mayor of the movie had mentioned to him, like, oh, you're not really that active as your parents was. And I feel like, going forward, like, that's what, he's going to be, to, just stay in the light as Bruce Wayne, while keep doing Batman things in the shadows as being a hero. And which brings me to, like, the end of the movie, which was totally amazing, because, like, you see throughout the movie how even the citizens of Gotham are afraid of Batman.
Yes.
The criminals as well. But at the end, like, when a major disaster is happening, he becomes the hero. Like, they see him as a hero. He cuts thing and falls into the water and then lights the path in the walk. Dude, that was such a fucking beautiful scene where he's walking in the water. They're following him. Like, it's like, that's fucking awesome, dude. Yes. Like, and that's why I feel like in the sequel, like, probably see a better bat signal, because the people are going to love him more, and they're going to accept him more as Batman, which also takes the pressure off of him and lets him allows him to be like that Playboy Bruce Wayne, to which helps Batman in general as well.
Yeah. It's all growth, bro. Like, people have to realize too, this is all world building right now. We're literally seeing the beginning of a whole story right now. We're seeing the beginning of, this is Bruce Wayne's journey without having to go all the fucking way back, without having to see how he became Batman. This is 2 years into his thing. We're going to see him grow as, having to learn to be Bruce Wayne, the playboy, that facade he kind of has to put out there. And then just seeing, where he can go from there. Like, that's what it is. And fucking, spoiler alert, the Joker,
Yeah, so that caught me off guard, dude.
Yeah. And then I believe it's what's his name? It was the guy that played Druig, I believe, in the Eternals.
I haven't seen the Eternals, but I did look it up. I think he's an Irish actor.
Yeah, yeah. So he played one of the Eternals. That was random as fuck. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting like Two-Face or something.
Yeah.
But to see him, yeah, no. And then I enjoyed the laugh. I'm not gonna lie to you. Also, the Riddler was the shit.
Dude, I enjoyed the Riddler, but before we go back to the Riddler, just one thing. I know they said on the deleted scenes, there's actually a scene where Batman is speaking to the Joker, because he's trying to get info from the Riddler. So just be on the lookout for that when the DVD comes out, because it's going to be one of the deleted scenes.
Yeah, that's what Matt Reeves said. He said you will at least see one of the scenes that got deleted, because apparently there was a couple. I think there was like 2 of them. He said something like that that he filmed. But yeah, you will eventually see at least one of them I'm assuming it's like a longer cut or something.
Yeah.
That or just a deleted scene in there.
But like you're saying, dude, I think Riddler was on point, dude.
Because he played him so well, because he's psychotic. Like the Riddler, like, and then once again, it goes back to everyone's like, well, Jim Carrey was better. I'm like, Jim Carrey was supposed to be sarcastic, bro. Like Jim Carrey was like over the top. Like, yes,
yeah, way over the top Riddler.
He played a good Riddler for like the movie, but this is like, this reminds me of like Arkham Knight Riddler, where you have to go find like 300 fucking trophies or whatever, do 300 races around the thing.
All I know is this guy watched way too many Saw movies.
Oh, yes. That's exactly what it was. This is the Riddler if he was in a Saw movie.
Which is crazy too, because if this movie was rated R, like we would have saw more of those traps and blood and gore and shit. Like that would have been crazy.
Hell yeah, dude. He had some crazy ones. Even that fucking scene in the church when they were paying respects or whatever to the one that died. I forgot who died. The fucking cop. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the mayor.
Oh, the mayor. Yeah. You're right. The fucking mayor. And then he fucking had the other fucking government worker.
DA.
The DA, that's what it was. Yeah, he had the DA.
I watched the movie twice, so I know.
Yes, I forgot. It's been 2 weeks. But yeah, he had the fucking DA going in there and fucking almost run everyone over. Like, this shit was crazy. He had a fucking bomb strapped to his neck. I'm like, bro, the whole cell phone thing, everything. It was the Riddler was great because he was scary for the fact that it's something you could see someone doing now. Mm-hmm. Because it's some creepy fucking school shooter type shit.
Yeah, and the crazy thing too that I liked about it, and you see this in the opening scene, he's not like, he's not a brute, he's not a fighter or anything like that. When he killed the mayor in the opening scene, you could see he was like struggling, like he was just some normal dude trying to kill somebody, some nerdy orphan who was abandoned, turned fucking villain and shit. So you saw that, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it was
just little details like that,
And then he had his old like underground fucking militia started and shit.
Shit. I wasn't expecting that. That was pretty crazy too. Yeah. Like the online, and that just goes to show it, like shit like that, that's happening. Those online fucking, dark web, internet chat groups and shit.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely like I said, it's some shit that unfortunately it looks like it can happen. The way he fucking set everything up. I mean, not the whole flood the shit, but
yeah.
But yeah, no, like someone crazy like that's definitely something we can see in today's age, and I feel like that's what this movie kind of had. It was very grounded in that it's like, oh yeah, this is like real world scary shit kind of. And then I love Zoey Kravitz. She played a great fucking
amazing.
She played a
beautiful
great fucking Catwoman,
even though her walking was a little bit over the top.
It was.
She swinged her hips like crazy every time she fucking walked. But I loved it anyways, because I was like, you go, girl. Like,
hey, do it. Hey, she fit the part. She played a great Selena Kyle.
Yeah, she was amazing.
And then fucking Penguin surprised the fuck out of me too. I was like, oh,
dude,
okay.
he was good, man.
Yeah,
fucking
he was.
Colin Farrell was really good, dude.
You can't recognize him. He's getting his own series now.
So they're doing the Penguin series as well as you know how they were originally gonna do like a GCPD series.
Yeah.
But they scrapped that and they're changing it to more of an Arkham series.
Okay.
So you're seeing like what's going on inside Arkham Asylum and shit. So that's gonna be pretty cool because that can introduce a bunch of new new and old characters to the universe.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot going on. All right. Any other Easter eggs? I believe. Did you see the reference to like the bat phone?
I might have missed it.
So when he was calling Alfred, to warn him about the bomb or whatever, he was calling in the Batmobile.
Oh yeah, and the phone, the phone was ringing. Yeah.
So,
that
like,
was a pretty cool scene though too, because like he ended up calling late and shit, and then, yeah. I did notice too. You know how they mentioned Thomas Wayne was working with Maroni.
Yeah.
They had basically, Maroni ended up killing this reporter for Thomas Wayne. The reporter's name was Edward Elliot.
Mm-hmm.
Edward Elliot, for the comic book fans know, is the father of Thomas Elliot, aka Hush.
Yeah.
Even in the scene when Riddler was putting all that information out there, he was like, "Oh, and he paid him Hush money," and then you see Hush written in red. I was like, "Yo, let's fucking go!" Like,
yes.
So that just shows, that sets up like for a sequel as well, because that gives Thomas Elliot a reason to go after Bruce Wayne.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, dude, it's so cool to see Hush like in like person, because if there's one to do it, I feel like this has that tone.
Oh, indeed, and dude, honestly, I feel like Matt Reeves is gonna do it. Like, it's either that or I know Court of Owls.
Yeah.
They were thinking about doing that. And then also, Joker's there too, but I don't know if he's gonna be like a major part in the film. But
yeah. Also, too, speaking of, you mentioned the whole scene where he's, with the fucking light or whatever, walking everyone through. He actually like passes out, or he's like about to die at that point, and then you see him grab that little vial and fucking inject himself.
Do
we see Bane eventually?
It's a possibility. Who knows? What that was that he injected himself was, if it was Bane's venom. Maybe he needed a little bit of cocaine. I don't know what it was, but he needed something to get his ass up, because they were fucking him up.
Because everyone's like, it might be adrenaline, but I'm like, why would they make it green? Like, come on, it has to be a reference to Bane. Like, there's a reason behind all this. What else is there? Like you said, Court of Owls. They've already talked about that. If when they make the sequel, that's gonna be a big part. You mentioned Sal Maroni. They have a couple references to Year One.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure next movie we'll see Falcone.
Yeah, Falcone. What was it? Year One, I believe, when what was it? Catwoman scratches the shit out of Penguin. That's directly like a Year One fucking scene.
Yeah, and now he's gonna be more of actually like in charge and shit with Maroni dead.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a great fucking film. We've said it already. Fucking just go watch it. Go watch it. That was all right. Yes. What would you grade it, Darnell?
I can't. You don't trust my opinion for this. My mom was telling me the other day, like, we can't ask you if you like the movie or not, because you're completely biased.
You
so
like
it's
fucking,
true. But 10 out of 10.
You like Batman v Superman, so I do gotta take yours with a little grain of salt. But no, yes, I give it a solid like 9.5.
Awesome movie.
That was
Best
a
movie
great
2016.
All right. So hit it or quit it, Darnell. Should people go watch
that shit?
He said, "Hit that shit."
Hit that shit.
He said, "Smack it on the ass."
Smack it on the ass.
Pull a little
twice. Pull that motherfucker's hair.
Yes, definitely.
Face down, ass up.
Oh, that's
Lena Kyle. All right. All right. Get a little too excited over here.
Yes, sir. All right. So I guess that does it for our review of the Batman, our weird ass walkthrough.
We do what we do. We do how we do it.
Hey, just be happy. We stayed pretty on topic today.
We did, actually. We did
pretty good. A little sidetracked, but it wasn't that bad. But yes, look forward to more of us. We're gonna try to stay as consistent as possible. Thank you guys once again for staying with us, for hitting us up, for keeping us kind of wanting to come back.
And still listening to old episodes.
Yes. If you guys don't know, we get to see like all our fucking numbers. And yes, like it's so weird to see people still going back to listening. Like I think, what was it, a year ago we did the one with your sister?
Mm-hmm. And people are still listening to it.
People were still like posting that fucking like Instagram fucking live thing she posted of us or whatever. I'm like, oh shit, like I completely forgot about that.
Memories.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's still one of our, that's still our biggest episode.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll actually do one again, because she just moved, got a new house, and she's getting her set up as well,
Nice.
you know, because she's going to be streaming as well. So we can do it a live stream to where, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Where she's at her house and shit. So it's going to be cool.
Yeah, hell yeah, definitely. Like we said, we have a lot more coming up for you. We do want to bring back the music. We want to bring back, you know, supporting you guys. We want to, you know, try to get you guys on here as much as possible. We want to have more guests. We want to do a lot more. But it's going to be consistency. That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to, you know, hopefully you guys like this new format kind of where we know what we're talking about. We actually have information without having to Google it.
Yeah, and also, too, if there's anything that you do want us to talk about, please don't be afraid to send us a message on Instagram on the Geekin It podcast page.
Yeah.
That way, everything's there and more organized, as well as your music as well. Your music, your friends' music, your homies' music, your mom's music, your wife's music, your dog's music, your fish's music, all that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. You know, that bubble you made last night.
You want to hear that underwater tunes?
If you just do that, we'll play it. We got you. But yes, stay tuned. So much more. I forgot the outro.
It's been a while. We're a little rusty over here.
Yeah. Wait, I'm trying to think of it. Give me a second. Deuces. We out here.
We out here.
That's what it was.